Hello everyone, this is Momo coming to you with another Nikke video. So today we got the update on Mica Snow Buddy, the second Christmas event character that is going to be released. And let's take a look at her skill kit and see if she is going to be a strong unit that we potentially want to pull for. So first of all, she is an iron type supporter with SMG as the weapon. So ammo capacity 120 and reload time 2 seconds, which is kind of long actually. But you know, everything else is pretty much standard. Let's take a look at her skills. Skill 1, Tittying Up. Activates when landing 120 normal attacks. Affects all allies. Damage taken gets reduced by 2%, stacking up to 10 times for 15 seconds. And this is a all party buff. So at max stacks it'll be a 20% damage reduction. And then it also activates when the stacks are maxed. It gives maximum ammo capacity 40% up for the whole party. Okay, so yeah, that's actually really good. However, it does take a little while to stack this thing up. So if it stacks 10 times, yeah, this could take a little while to ramp up, but then at least good thing it is 15 second. So it should be pretty easy to like get the stacks up and keep it at the max amount of stacks, so you can have the maximum ammo capacity thing for, you know, or at least like most of a fight. Skill 2, Blessing Cannon, activates when landing 150 normal attacks, affects all allies, increase the stack count of stackable buffs by 1. So okay, so this just means it gives you 1 extra stack. It doesn't give you how should I say this? It doesn't give you like 1 extra max stack. It just gives you 1 stack. Say for example, the Tittying Up skill, it stacks up to 10 times. When this thing activates after 150 hits, it'll just give you 1 stack. Let's say you were at 8 stacks. By activating this, it'll go to 9 stacks. But then if you were at 10 stacks already, by activating this, it'll stay at 10 stacks. It won't go to 11 stacks. So just something to clarify. Activates when entering battle, affects self, burst, gauge filling speed up 300% continuously. Okay, so this means that she charges burst gauge faster. But because she's a SMG, her gauge generation is pretty bad in general. So even with the 300% up, so I guess that's like what? 3 times or 4 times? I don't know, like depends on what they mean by the 300% up. Is it like 300% on top of the original speed, or just like, you know, just multiply by 3? But in any case, it'll probably get closer to like maybe like a shotgun unit type of generation speed, which is not bad, I would say. But yeah, we'll have to see when she actually gets released to see if she is actually viable to be used in PvP for the gauge generation speed. And then her burst skill, Snowfield Festival, cooldown 20 seconds because she's a burst 1. And it affects all allies, dispels 1 debuff, and it raises the attack by 39.93% of caster's attack for 5 seconds. So this is like half a liter buff, I guess, with the extra little bit of dispel. The dispel is kind of niche. It depends on like the enemies you fight. Like there are some enemies or bosses that gives, you know, debuffs that you would want to clear out, but it's not universal. Like you wouldn't be needing this thing like the dispel like every battle. So you know, that I guess the main part that you can use is the bottom one, but then that one's not really as good as Litter's. And on top of that, it's based on her own attack, which as a supporter the attack is actually a bit lower. So you know, unless you plan on like heavily investing in her, this thing won't be nearly as good as like you know, Litter's buff. Yeah, so there's that. Overall, I would say she's probably not as solid of a character as Ludmilla. From what I can see right now, the ammo capacity up 40% is pretty interesting. However, it has a pretty high like warm-up time before like it activates. So in shorter fights, this thing is going to be somewhat lackluster, and in longer fights, you know, you could probably make use of this thing. But then like you are also limited to like not being able to use last hit units or like Semiranis and stuff like that. But she should be able to be used on all types of other teams. In terms of the stat count increase, it's a good thing that this one doesn't have a typing requirement in comparison to units like Rupee or Guilty. You know, those have like iron or like wind typing like requirements. So for this one, it'll just one buff for everyone. So this would work with Tove actually, that was recently released, because Tove's stacking ability is somewhat unreliable sometimes depending on the RNG. So like with Mica in this team, this could actually help Tove maintain her stacks, but yeah, I don't know how necessary it would be. Yeah, that would be like one idea. Or you can put her in teams where like you need to get the stacks up as soon as possible. Maybe like with Soda, where like, you know, like Soda kind of takes a little while to get her stacks up for the healing thing. But you know, I can't really think of anybody else besides like Tove and Soda that really needs like consistent stacking buffs. So maybe in the future there will be more units with like a more RNG-ish stacking passives and stuff that would make use of Mica's skill too. But currently I think yeah, I don't know. I think currently it's usable, but it's not like super duper good or anything like that. And then the burst gauge filling speed, I mean, that's nice to have, but then she's a SMG, so you know, I don't know how much of an effect you will see from even from like a 300% like increase in the fill speed. But we'll have to see like how fast it is in once she gets released. Yeah, so overall I think she's an okay support, a little bit niche besides the ammo cap increase. I think that's like the highlight of her kit in general. And then the damage decrease is not bad at 20%. Like maybe at like very high stress content where the enemies does a lot of damage, this could be useful. But in content that doesn't have that much enemies that do like heavy damage, I feel like this thing is not as useful. So basically you would be getting her for just the max ammo capacity up, and I guess the attack percent buff, like, you know, it's like she's kind of like a replacement Litter for like a secondary team or something like that, like if that's what you want to go for. But she has no burst cooldown reduction, so yeah, so like she's like, in terms of utility, I would say she's probably not as good as Litter, because there's like no cover recovery, and then there's no cooldown reduction. But she does give a max ammo capacity permanently in comparison to Litter's only during her burst. So you know, there's that. So overall I think, you know, like if she's limited character, just get one copy and call it a day. I don't think her burst skills attack percent buff is worth maxing her out to like core 7, because as a support, like even if you core 7 her, I don't know how much significance that is for her attack in comparison to, you know, just getting like a one copy or like max limit break. I mean, I wouldn't even max limit break her if it were up to me. So I would say at least get 1 copy just to save for future units, because I feel like they're going for they're trying some like new archetype with like the stacks and stuff, as well as like the hits landed thing, because with the Ludmilla and with Mica, both of them, most of their kits revolve around like landing hits. And then with the buff thing, you know, there's Tove, which was before the coming Christmas event. So, you know, I kind of wish they released like a important enough DPS or something that actually can make use of these, you know, like these new experimental skills and like stuff. Because right now I feel like sometimes they release a character and then you could kind of see like a future potential for them, but you don't have the unit for it. Like Tove, you know, like she can't even be used with Summer Anis, so you're kind of stuck with like the old shotgun unit like Drake and Sugar and stuff, and they're like honestly not like super great right now. So, you know, but yeah, that's enough rambling from my end. I think just get 1 copy if you can. If you don't get her, you know, that's probably not a huge deal until maybe later when they release like a unit that actually makes use of her kit. So yeah, get 1 copy. If you can't, then I mean, it is what it is. Maybe wait for next year, because I mean, we got the rerun from last year's Christmas unit for this year anyways. So, you know, you're probably not missing out too much, even if you don't get her right now. But if you can, just get 1 copy, and so you can you know, slowly build her up, and when she actually becomes useful in the future, if then you have somebody to you have it, or you have her ready. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now. Bye bye.